funny because in talking about that cult of science too, I was reading C.S. Lewis's Abolition of Man.
Yeah.
And he starts talking about this idea of like an ape in trousers. This is what we're creating right now in society. They're convinced they're intelligent. They're the dumbest people you could ever speak to because they're getting degrees and they're being inoculated with propaganda, and they trust the science so much that if the science told them not to eat food, they'd all die of starvation.
Yes.
Right? Because like, oh, well, look, a scientist, he went to school. He knows that I shouldn't be eating food at all anymore. And they would all die. There's no gut or God instinct, as I like to call it. There's no God instinct anymore because they have just been purposefully polluting people. But I think about that now when I see these people speaking about their data and where they got their degrees from. I'm like, you are an ape.
Oh, the studies. Andrew mentions this.
Show.
Oh, the studies show. The studies. My father used to say you could buy an education, but you can't buy intellect. My brother and we left school when we were 15 years old. That's it. We're self-made multimillionaires. So, and I now have lots of people who work for me who have university degrees. However, I'm sick of people waving these pieces of paper around thinking they're somehow better than me. I don't care about your piece of paper that says you're $100,000 in debt. And I don't care how much you trust the studies. I don't care how much you trust the data. Did you collect it yourself? Did you collect it with me? No? Then I don't give a shit. It's very, very simple because the studies show the vaccine is safe and effective and everyone's fine. My mother quite literally had a heart attack in a year and a half ago. 7-8 months ago. And I blame the COVID vaccine. She's a healthy woman. She exercises. 9 months before that, she had 2 doses of this poison because other family members convinced her to do it, even though I told her, don't never take this stuff. And she had a heart attack because of this. And, the studies show it's safe and effective. And she went to the hospital and the doctors told her, you'll love this, it wasn't because of the vaccine. My mom's like, oh, it wasn't because of the vaccine. The doctor said so. Oh, the doctor who told you to take the vaccine. Well, that's funny, isn't it? And that's, I guess, airing my dirty laundry a little bit with these arguments I've had with my mother. But it's important for people to know. I want to tell the world that this happened because you have to stand up to people who will wave studies and data and science in your face and try and tell you that this is the way to do things because X, Y, and Z said so.
Yeah.
Who wrote the study? Do I know him? What kind of person is he? What's his agenda? What's he invested in? Where's his money? What banks does he use? You tell me these things and I'll listen to your study.
Yeah. And it's so funny because they really do believe in themselves. It's like elite academic class of people who never accomplished really anything other than speaking, right? Like, you're just like, oh yeah, I'm so smart and I can read this. And it's like, hey, great, you can't survive. You literally can't survive.
Yeah.
So the fact that you and I are in the same topic of conversation and that I've made it from the wrong side of the tracks and you had a cushiony life provided for you and we're in the same room should automatically imply to you that I'm actually smarter than you, right? Like I didn't have to do the dweeb thing and get 27 degrees to convince myself of my intelligence. The fact that we made it from nothing to where you are in the same conversation should let you know that we're smarter than you, actually.
There's a saying I like, and it's actually from, take me to jail. It's from a street pimp called Pimpin' Ken. And he once said, if you knew better, you'd do better. And I think about that all the time because these people with 1,000 Twitter followers, PhD in their name, broke, no money, small house, car, are quick to trash you and they're quick to trash me online. I'm like, if you knew better, you'd do better. Like, it's a stupid saying from the streets, from the hood, but I'm like, I don't want to listen to you. You can't pay your bills, and you're sitting there waving your piece of paper at me, and I'm perfectly comfortable, and all my kids are fed and happy, and my mother flies on private jets. What are you telling me about your education for?
Right.
Like, why don't you go and take that education and wave it at somebody who's going to give you some money, who's going to make your life better?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I really do love that saying, and I kind of live by it. So when people are barking at me, I'm just like, I don't care what you think you know.
Yeah.
Because you haven't applied it at all. And it's obviously not useful in the real world because you are where you are and I am where I am.